Welcome to Beyond Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Petrellis, and we are super excited for today's guest. And I am not just trying to gas her up right now because she is in front of me, but reading about her and hearing about her, and it's been going on for the last couple of months, and to finally kind of get her on the podcast is something that I am honored to have her on. One and two, I just think a really cool story, and there's so many different things we're going to be talking about today. But this is a student, a junior at Minuteman High School. God, Minuteman, I remember that as a kid, how many kids from Medford, where I grew up, went to Minuteman for high school. I know your principal, I know your vice principal pretty well. It's a great place. But we are talking to a two-time MVP in the Commonwealth Athletic Conference, a star player. Statistically, we'll jump into it, but averaged 21 points a game and over 10 rebounds a game. So we're talking to someone who really just kind of performs on the court, but also has an amazing story off the court. Born in Congo, can move to the United States at the age of 9, started her own charity, The Assist, 3.8 GPA student. I mean, incredible, incredible, incredible. I could keep going on and on and on. But we'll let her do that. She can tell her story way better than I can. So without further ado, from Minuteman, I think Minuteman Regional Technical High School, I think that's the whole big, humongous name. I just
Yeah,
call it Minuteman. But Muji Vader, welcome to the podcast.
thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I meant every word I just said. Holy cow, I can't wait to dive into it. But first of all, you do have the coolest last name. I mean, Darth Vader. Are you familiar with Star Wars at all?
Yeah, I am.
I
Yes, I
mean,
am.
Darth Vader could be go down in movie history as top three all-time villains in a
Yeah,
movie that
yeah,
everyone loves,
definitely.
you
Yeah.
know? Not that I'm saying you're a villain. I'm not saying that. But God, that name alone just gives you a lot of street cred right there. At least for me. I love Star Wars. But
Yeah.
all joking aside, a great story, and I do mean it. I'm really excited to have you on here today. Let's talk about the beginning. Obviously, actually, before we talk about the beginning, let's rewind. I mentioned your points per game. So we're going to talk about your season this year statistically, and then we'll jump backwards a little bit into who you are and everything about you.
Okay.
Average 21.3 points a game, 10.4 rebounds a game, 4.5 assists a game, and 7.3, steals a game. I mean, that is like a quadruple double waiting to happen next year for you. That's incredible. So this is the type of athlete that we're talking to, but your story goes deeper than that. Who you are is beyond basketball. Talk a little bit about your upbringing. I mentioned that you were born in Congo, born outside the United States. You did not move to the United States until you were 9 years old. So talk about life a little bit before you kind of moved here into the States.
So yeah, I was born into a family with six other kids. I have a younger brother. He is 11 months younger than me. He's the youngest of the seven. Me and him were put into the orphanage when I was 5, he was 4. So I wasn't in the orphanage for that long because I got adopted when I was 9. But I mean, when I turned when I was like 6, 7, 5, like as soon as I got into the orphanage, I was one of the older girls, and I was helping with the dishes, taking care of the younger babies. I was doing like all the chores, getting water, cleaning clothes, all that stuff. Taking care of my younger brother.
You
But
still
yeah,
taking care of your younger brother?
no, he's like 6'3". He is.
Yeah.
When people look at us, they think he's the older one. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. And so obviously at a really young age, you kind of just hard work was just like an everyday life for you because you had to do it and you learned to do that. You moved to the United States at 9 years old. You were adopted. I mean, was there excitement moving to the States? Were you excited to kind of move somewhere else? Like, do you remember that emotion at all?
I'm not even gonna lie. When I was at the orphanage, I was oblivious that the United States even existed.
Yeah.
That was like my world. Like I didn't know anything outside of that besides like walking 5 minutes down to the market. But I didn't even know it existed. So when my parents first visited, I remember I was kind of nervous, because it was kind of like out of nowhere. We were all like going around like we were doing everyday things, and then they were like, "Oh, there's people coming to visit you," and they're like rushing around, getting us changed and like getting us organized and making us look like better. And then I remember the first time I saw them, I don't know. If you were to look at my face then it would just look like I was like mad and like annoyed and like I don't know, it like nervous, but yeah, it
Yeah.
was a cool moment. It was definitely easy getting to know them and definitely like falling into the rhythm and it was yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, obviously you came in and I mean, typically a kid your age then in the United States is not doing what you did. So you came in probably thinking, man, this is like, it's way easier to be a kid in the US, especially, coming in and so on. But basketball is a love for you. I mean, I know you kind of first showed off in the track a little bit, but basketball, it seemed like people just immediately learn. One cool thing about you is when you moved here, you had never been to school before. And when you went to school, you learned quickly. I mean, everything that I read about you, your teachers talked about you being a fast learner and really excelling and understanding things and how they just are so impressed in how you grow and how quick you do. Is that something that you recognize about yourself, that you see about yourself a lot, that you can pick things up really quick and just kind of take it to that next level? Or is that something you learned about yourself when you came here?
I mean, my mom always tells me this. She says if I put my mind to something, I can do anything. And for me, when it comes to learning, it's mostly like if I like something, then I will easily pick it up. Like I can learn it fast. But even if I don't like it, if I put my mind to it and I know it's something that I have to do, I will try my best.
Yeah, that's a great skill to have. Not a lot of kids are disciplined enough to have that. So that's incredible. That's great. All right, let's talk about hoop because you were like an instant impact, okay? When you came in, I mean, God, your story alone of just like it's like two lives in a way. But you excelled at basketball. You picked up basketball, instantly and just kept getting better and better and better at it. I read off your notes that your senior, I mean your junior year, now that you're going in your senior year. But I'm gonna just pull up my notes here because I do have some statistics from you that, just like your freshman year, like here, your freshman year, 2022, 2023, you were averaging 15.6 games, 16 points a game, recording 151 points before you had a stress fracture in your right shin, which knocked you out of the season. But God, those numbers, 15 points as a freshman on a pretty senior heavy team, from what I understand, it is really impressive. What did an off season look like for you? Like, obviously, you were injured there. So, like, you're a hard worker, you're a grinder. Like, I am so curious when season is over, or in this case, like we had an injury. What does an off season look like for you, say after that freshman year, or maybe it's very similar your freshman sophomore year?
I mean, my off seasons always kind of look the same. My freshman off season and my sophomore off season, and now my junior off season. I play AAU. This year I'm playing with two teams. The 2 years before I only played with one team, but I was getting my freshman year. So I was actually injured the first part of the season, the first part of the school season. So I
Hmm.
was able to finish up the second half. So after that, I kind of got into my AU and I had two practices a week. And then I had a trainer who was helping me with my left hand because I struggle with that when it comes to my basketball.
Hmm.
Um, and then I did elite camps, showcases, tournaments. I I have a lot of coaches, like I've said in other interviews, so many people that just like are willing to help me. And I am so grateful for everyone. So even outside of my club team, I have other coaches who are offering to help me get better in the gym. So if I'm not practicing with my club team, I'm practicing with a different coach in another facility outside of the club team. So that's it. Yeah.
That's so interesting. All right, so let me ask you this, because as a coach, I always love asking this question to players, and I'm just pulling up other stats here so they're in front of me after. Okay, so I look at your numbers here and I see obviously you're a scorer, but I noticed two numbers for you, 7 steals, and then when I looked at your rebounds, about your average of those 10 point whatever, seven with defensive. So I mean, I kind of see you on both ends dominating. What side of the ball do you feel like you're better on? Or what side of the ball do you kind of consider your game the strongest? Or do you not know that yet? Maybe you don't know.
For me, I feel like it depends on the team. So for my school team, I am stronger on the ball side, scoring and doing all that stuff because my one of my best friends, she is wicked good at rebounding. She's like she will rip the ball out of your hands. So that's I kind of leave that to her. But
Yeah.
yeah, scoring definitely on my school team. And then I look at my club teams, I do what is needed of me. If one game or shooter is not having a good game, I will try and step up and kind of get us through that. But then if we're since in my club team right now, we have a lot of point guards, a lot of shooters, a lot of really good point guard people, but we don't have so many tall people that can like get the boards and stuff. So on one of my club teams, I kind of focus on that mostly. Like I do rebounding, I get the defense, I try my best on that end since we're kind of weaker on that end.
Where do you think is the strongest part of your game? I'll ask you this in two parts. What do you think the strongest part of your game is right now? And what part of your game do you think you want to work on most in the offseason? I mean, I know you mentioned triple and lefty. That might be a skill that you are still trying to work on, and maybe that's it. But I'm just curious of kind of how you look at your game a little bit.
Um, right now, I would say my defense is getting better. I'm kind of starting to feel like that is my stronger side right now. And like defense, rebounding, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, that's kind of like my stronger side right now. And honestly, what I'm trying to work on is getting to the basket because getting to the basket against different level players. That's what I'm trying to work on right now. Creating space, getting to the basket, getting my mid range to be consistent.
I mean, so that's so interesting in driving. I mean, are you driving in the sense of like you're looking for contact? I mean, do you practice and work on that? Like, let's say
Mm,
you're working that in the off season. Are you working on being able to kind of create that contact or shoot off
mhm.
of that contact? How do you work on that?
I mean, my coaches kind of already know one of my AU teams, my coach, he knows exactly what each player needs to work on. And he makes sure that every practice we each get in what we need to work on. So yeah, I'm trying to work on creating that contact instead of leaning away from it when I'm going to the basket because I really should be at the free throw line more during
Yeah.
games. But
I
yeah.
mean, I just see you rebounding in a game. I'm like, God, that alone, just jumping, getting the ball, coming back down, people hacking at you when you try to go back up with it. I mean, yeah, I could see you going a lot. Like if you develop the game the way that you want to, you'd be going the line a lot, a real lot.
Yeah.
Um, that's great. Let's jump to the other side of you a little bit. I mentioned you have a 3.8 GPA. I mean, that's extremely impressive. What's a favorite class? Like, what's a favorite subject that you love?
I really love English.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a great chance with having really good English teachers and they seem like they want to see each kid succeed, so they really do put their time and effort into every student. So I'm just like really glad that I have good teachers. But yeah, English is my favorite subject.
That's awesome. That's cool. Is there a
Yeah.
least favorite subject? Is there a subject that if you could avoid it, you'd avoid it?
Science. Science is not my thing.
God, even as a teacher for me, like elementary, we teach every subject in the same
Yeah.
class. Science is like, there's a lot of cool stuff we do in science,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, but like, it is the hardest sometimes to teach because like when I'm teaching metamorphic rocks and sedimentary rock, like there's
Yeah.
only so much these kids are gonna pay attention, and I gotta go into like
Yeah.
4 or 5 lessons about it. I'm like, God, like so
Yeah,
as a
exactly.
teacher, I feel it for sure, for sure.
Mhm.
Math, I love teaching math. I love, I think math is like it's like a figuring out thing. You got to
Mhm.
work at it and get better at it, and then you get consistent at it. So I think that's why it's a subject I love
Yeah.
teaching. Um, Type of player you are. Like you are very nice, you're very sweet, you're hardworking, everything. Does that flip a little bit game day? Are you kind of a different person, or do you find yourself you're the same kind of person throughout?
I mean, I would say I'm the same type of person throughout. If I need to lock in, I need to lock in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't say that I changed drastically like during the game. Um, I'm not turning into like a mean person or anything.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Um, are you vocal on the court? You a vocal player?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. 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 Do you find it, and I ask this because again, I was a coach for a long time. Obviously, you have attention. You back-to-back league MVP your sophomore and your junior year. Your freshman year, statistically, you were killing it till you were injured. Um, do you feel like teams target you a little bit more, bump you a little bit more, press you a little bit more? Have you seen that change? And if so, how does that like mentality wise like make you think?
I mean, yeah, definitely. My freshman year, I mean, I wasn't really like double teamed or like picked up at before the half or anything like that. But the last year and the year after that, I kind of felt it a little bit more like getting triple teamed, whatever, all like hands, 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 like but when that happens, I kind of remember like, okay, there's four other people on your team. So if you're getting triple team, double team, there's two other people open. And I trust my teammates fully. And if I'm not able to, if I'm getting triple team, double team, and I'm not able to get the job done, I can definitely rely on them to get the job done. So
Yeah.
I have the support and the of the people that I need. So it's all good.
God, you're just like an ideal teammate. I mean, that's a great answer. That's a great answer. Wow. Basketball wise, obviously you fall in love with it. You that's part of it is watching it on television, seeing it, WNBA, NBA. Are there players right now that you look to, your game similar to, you admire, anybody like that that you kind of want to talk about?
Um I'm not saying that my game is like her. Yeah, I wish it was, but I love Juju Watkins so
Okay.
much. She's just like she does a little bit of everything. Um, but yeah, she's a beast. I love her so much.
Yeah, I mean that's the best thing about growing up as a kid. Like even when I teach now and I hear these younger kids or see these kids coming in wearing different jerseys and different whatever, but more so the young girls over the last 5 years in a lot of different sports wearing, Team USA soccer jerseys or WNBA jerseys or PW women's professional hockey that's in
Yeah,
Massachusetts now. Like kids are wearing jerseys, the girls are wearing jerseys more so than boys, and I love that switch. I love seeing that. I mean,
yeah,
I teach at a school that our playground is amazing, and part of our amazing playgrounds we have basketball hoops, and the amount of kids that play basketball just because we built that playground, like we never
yeah,
played basketball at recess before,
mhm,
but the amount of young girls that are playing and they're now wearing their jerseys or wearing their Jordans and like
yeah,
coming out ready to play at recess and like it's awesome. It's cool to see.
mhm,
So I've heard that name. I've heard plenty of WNBA names of different jerseys. So it's nice to see as you get older, you still kind of have those players you admire
yeah.
or look to and so on. Um, that's great. Um, Talk a little bit now. We mentioned your off season and you're working, and again, more of a personal side. Who are you outside of basketball a little bit? What are some interests? I mean, you go to a tech school. Do you take a shop or anything like that? What do
Yes,
you
yes, I do.
take?
I do culinary arts and hospitality, so I
Wow.
make food.
God, hospitality. I mean, geez, that is right up your alley. Holy cow. That is perfect for you, actually. Um, but who are you a little bit outside of, basketball, interest, music, favorite movie, anything like that you want to share a little bit?
I mean, I love hanging out with my friends. I have a super close family. We're all super close, so we spend a lot of time together, a lot of traveling, a lot of trying new things. Um, I mean, I love listening to music, but I do not play any instruments. When I was at the orphanage, actually, my parents, um, they bought like a bunch of drums, hand drums, and I used to play hand drums when I was younger, but I don't anymore.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, I love listening to music, cooking food, hanging out with my friends, watching movies, just
What's the
chilling.
go-to meal? Like, what's your go-to cook? If I said you got to make your best meal for me, what are you making?
Probably something that has to do with chicken. It
Okay.
has to have some sort of chicken in there.
Sounds perfect, actually.
Yeah.
Um, Favorite movie? What's a favorite movie?
Oh, I don't know. I really love Ratatouille. That's like
Oh, that's great.
me and my siblings. That's our movie. That's our movie.
Yeah, that is a great. I mean, every year I run a summer camp, and when it rains out, we go on Disney Plus. There's a lot of movies. Ratatouille is always one that
Yeah,
gets a vote in one of the groups for
yeah,
sure, for
yeah.
sure. Um, Now you're in your off season, and we're talking about you working out a little bit, and you guys had success. You guys had a great record. You state playoffs. You set goals and you reached certain goals and maybe didn't reach others. I mean, now this is like your senior year. Um, what are some of the goals, or what are some of the things that you're doing right now as a leader in this program to kind of keep these girls focused? I mean, are you bringing a lot back? I mean, what's the squad looking like a little bit?
So this year we lost five seniors. Only one of them was a starter. So,
Okay,
um, I mean, we're losing a lot, but we also have the junior class. My class is where we have a lot of our basketball players. So with that, we're keeping a lot of players, and I'm hearing a lot of talk about some great players that are coming in. So I'm definitely super excited. Um,
that's great.
as I mentioned before, I'm on two AU teams, and one of them, I play. Two of the other players on my school team are on it. So I really love working with them, and I feel like if we could get that chemistry going, then definitely things will be able to flow the way we want to next year.
That's awesome. Sounds like
Yeah.
a squad. Sounds like a team to really, really pay attention to.
Yeah.
I mentioned your principal when we were talking, Paul DeLave, or someone that I worked at Mefford for a really long time. And, I mentioned it's kind of funny. We talked about you and we had seen each other and instantly like, let's get her on the podcast. And you have not disappointed. We have a lot of athletes that listen, a lot of high school age kids that listen, and they love this part, especially athletes that we have and get recruited or in a recruiting process. And you can share what you want to share. You don't have to share everything. And I don't know what you can and can't share. But talk about the recruiting process for you. I mean, obviously, everything I've read about you, a goal is that you want to play collegiately at the next level. Talk about, have you talked to schools? Schools reach out to you? Just anything in that process that'd be worth sharing to other athletes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely new to me and my mom, we're both new to the recruiting process. We're just like kind of like getting into it. But we're getting to the point where we're filling out questionnaires for the schools, having schools and head coaches and assistant coaches reach out to me. I'm getting on calls with them talking about like what I'm looking for, what they're looking for, kind of like in sports wise and academic wise too. What I want to study in college, what I want to do after what their team is like, their team dynamic, all that stuff. I've been to a few school tours and visits, and I went to a couple team practices for different teams, just kind of watch them and see how they flow as a team. And I went to a lot of games this season, a lot of games.
Yeah.
Super good. Every team was super good. And yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited.
Now, the hospitality and culinary, is that something you're looking to study in school as well, or is that something you're just kind of doing at currently
Um,
Minuteman?
I'm just kind of doing it in culinary and Minuteman. I mean, cooking is always a good skill to have, whatever profession I choose later. So
Yeah.
it's helping me either way.
That's great. And so, if the recruiting process for you, when you talked about it, scary there? I mean, is it just a lot? Is it overwhelming? And I ask that only because so many kids, like when I talk to them about this, that's like the one consistency that I hear is that, yeah, it's kind of a lot, and not in a bad way, but just
Yeah,
a lot in what you kind of got to keep up with. I mean, would you agree
yeah.
with that?
I mean, yeah, definitely. It is like when I have calls with coaches, I kind of get nervous before because I have no idea what they're gonna ask me. Like I don't know what they're gonna talk about. Each coach is different. So I mean that aspect is kind of like nervous, yeah, scary and stuff. But when they come to games especially and then like if I don't know that they're there and then I see them out of the corner of my eye, I kind of like I
Makes you
tense up a little bit
nervous.
and get scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
But
get it. I get it
yeah.
because it's an unexpected. It's something you
Hmm.
weren't thinking.
Yeah.
Wow, that I mean, your story is great, and I wanted to touch upon here, and I kind of say this one of the last things because to me, God, this is one. I mean, there's so many impressive things, but this thing kind of really stood out to me is that you and your brother have a charity called the Assist, and I'll set this up a little. I'm not going to be able to explain it as good as you, but from what I read, it seems like it's a lot of like kind of project based activities, kind of to keep that surround around basketball in different communities and so on. So I'm going to let you guys talk more about it, but very impressive, very impressive.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, yeah, we started it in 2023. It's kind of we both love basketball so much. He's on the varsity team for the boys miniman, and
Okay.
he's killing it and he's doing his thing. But a huge focus of our life is service. My mom's always saying like if you have a skill and something that you're good at, try and use that to help others. So that's basically what the assist is us doing service through basketball. Um, both two things that we love. So, right now we haven't been doing a lot recently, but when we first started, we were kind of replacing nets in the Concord area and then the greater Boston area. And then last summer we went to Uganda. And we had like a clinic with like over 150 kids, teens, and we were just, we were teaching them the fundamentals of basketball. They had never played, so it was kind of fun, like getting to teach them the little, seeing them shooting and getting on
Yeah.
defensive stance. So it was super fun.
How
Yeah,
did how did you set that up? I mean, that's incredible. How did you get it set up over there?
yeah, yeah. I mean, my mom is always looking for volunteering and service opportunities for us. We were actually last year also we were actually supposed to go to Jamaica. There was a basketball clinic that we were gonna help do some coaching with, but then there was a hurricane over there and it was kind of like not safe. So
Oh, yeah.
she was doing some research online and she found this vocational school in Uganda. And I did a fundraiser with my culinary class and we raised a ton of money and um we brought it over there and we kind of like we were learning from them and they were learning from us. They taught me how to make different Ugandan dishes and I taught them how to make like pancakes and cornbread and like cake and all that stuff. So it was super fun. And then with through the vocational school, we got in touch with the Ugandan men's national team, and I
Awesome.
had yeah, it was super fun. Me and my brother, we had a couple practices with them. That was amazing. It was unbelievable. And then the main guy, we kind of talked to him a little bit, and then we set up the clinic. So yeah, it was all amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you can't work on it because you're busy playing basketball and getting recruited and working hard yourselves. Holy cow, that I mean, whatever you and your brother, I mean, I don't obviously don't know you guys at all, but whatever you and your brother decide to do, holy cow, I'm gonna pay attention to it because yeah, I mean, that's really impressive in organizing that and doing that and making that a part of your life and giving back. There's not kids this age that do that, and I hope you know that and hear that and understand that that's impressive. I've coached for a long time and I teach. I'm in education. This is my life, and you don't run across people like you a lot. So just I
Thank
mean
you.
that. Holy cow. Yeah.
Thank you.
Um the last thing I like to ask athletes on this podcast, and I'm just so interested, I'm going to kind of sit back once I ask you this question, but what's your advice to young athletes out there? People to aspire to play collegiately. Let's just use basketball for the example. To play collegiately, that next level. You know the work that you put in to learn the game as quick as you learn the game. What would be your advice to those young kids out there that are maybe aspiring to do the same thing?
I mean, I would say just believe in yourself. Cause when I first started, I was, there was not a lot of people that were like, oh, you can do this, whatever. But, I mean, just believe in yourself, put the determination, get motivated, do whatever you got to do. If you want it that bad, and if you know you can do it, then what's stopping you? Like, you got it. Yeah.
Okay. Love it. Love it. Awesome. I'm not trying to get you to brag about yourself here, but I am always curious what athletes. There's team goals. You want to win leagues, you want to win championships, you want to make this tournament. Yes, I'm all for that. But you work hard in this offseason too. You have a personal coach, you play in two AU teams, you are working, 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 working. Do you have individual goals for yourself? Like you average 21 points a game, 10 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 7 steals. Like, do you want to be a triple? Like, you want to like average a triple double at the end of the year? Is that like a realistic goal for you? Like, I'm just curious, and maybe you don't quite have any, but I feel like you do.
Yeah. I mean, especially next year, my individual goal is to try and hit the 1,000 point mark and be on that banner with the rest of the people. And hopefully I can be the highest scoring person on that banner by the end
Where
of
are
the year.
you right now?
I'm like 20 points away from 1,000. So I am
What's the highest on there right now?
I think it's 1,300 something.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that I
Girl, you're
hit
gonna get
that.
that. You're gonna get
Yeah. I hope
that.
I got that. But I mean this is kind of a team goal, but this is also definitely um on my personal list is to be the only league championship as minimum to be the only league championship. Because
Oh, guys
the
have never won a league championship before?
no, we have.
Yeah.
I mean, my freshman year, I think we tied with Lynn with another vocational school. Last year, we did a three-way tie because I
Oh, you
don't know.
want to so outright. You want to
Yeah,
outright win it.
I just want to be we want to be the only ones to win it.
Gotcha.
We need to lock in. That's what
Yeah.
we do.
Well, it seems like what you have coming back and what you maybe hear is coming in or what's coming in could be that difference maker. This is
Yeah,
great. I'm glad I had you on here. I'm just looking at my notes because there was so many great things. I just want to make sure I didn't leave anything out here. Um, But listen, we're a huge fan here. I mean, and I mean that. I'm really glad that we got you on here, and I'll be so interested in the fall season. Do you have a lot of media of there out there? It's like, do you have like film of yourself as far as like highlights or people video? Do you have any of that stuff for yourself?
yeah. My
Yeah,
mom, when we have home games, there's a camera that records every game, so there's that, and then my mom also records every game. So yeah,
perfect. Okay.
there's a lot of media out there.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we'll definitely have to come to a game next year and do our thing. I mean, we do this, but we do a lot of videography. We go to games and highlight and teams and but yeah, I will definitely be making a trip to come see you next year and
thank you.
check you out. This was great. So I appreciate you coming on and keep doing what you're doing. There's not many this is the 187th episode I've done and I haven't had on someone like you. And I mean that. So
Thank you.
keep doing the great stuff that you're doing in basketball, but in life as well.
Thank you.
So I'm your host, Anthony Petrellis, guys. Here, we're super excited this week. We got Medford baseball Wednesday night, back where the Lowell Spinners used to play. So we're gonna be there highlighting behind the scenes, all that fun stuff with them. And then we got a busy, for spring ahead of us. We got some surprises will be announced on Instagram this week, so pay attention. But I'm your host, Anthony Petrellis. Muji, thank you for coming on here.
No
Till next
problem.
time, guys.
Thank you for having me.